Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Equity Guys pre-market video. My name is Chirag, an SM certified technical analyst, and let's get into the view for the day. So, looking at what Nifty did on on the 29th, we see that Nifty closed 0.3% negative, Bank Nifty also 0.3% negative, and Sensex also 0.3% negative. So, all closing towards a day low there. So, which was a little expected from the instrument there, but we did want it to form higher and higher formations, but it did close towards the day low there. Looking at the data for today, we do see that Nifty futures is trading at a premium of 142 points compared to the index, and Bank Nifty futures is trading at a premium of almost about 400 points, which is extremely bullish, compared with the data that is presented there. Moving on to India VIX. India VIX is down 3.49% today, which is extremely bullish too in nature. The fear index is coming down, so people will be more confident to enter into the markets there. Moving on to crude oil. Crude oil is just up slightly, up 0.62%, which is definitely bearish in nature. Now, overall levels are still bullish in nature because it's below 6,500 levels, but from an intraday perspective, it is slightly bearish there. Moving on to GIFT Nifty. GIFT Nifty, we are seeing a gap up of about 45 points here, which is definitely positive. So let's see if that will sustain today or not. Moving over to gold and silver Bs. Gold and silver Bs are definitely in the positive section. Gold B is up almost 1%, silver B is up 0.65% there. Moving over to the sectoral indices, we do see that the sectoral indices are seeing some sort of bearish data here, especially with key sectors like auto and bankex. Even IT is also seeing a little bit of a lot of negative actually, and that is definitely bearish data from the sectoral indices there. Looking at the NSE data, we do see fairly neutral data coming out of this, slightly leaning towards the bearish side, but fairly neutral is what I would say, because you only have about 1,319 advances with 1,668 declines there. Looking at the FII DII data, we do see that at the end of the month there is still selling from the FIIs, in the cash market, and DIIs are trying to match that, and if not, in fact, a little bit more with buying every time the FIIs are selling, which is extremely good from the DIIs, but not so good from a long-term perspective from the FIIs, right? And looking at the FNO market, in index futures, we also do see about 1,000 crores of selling, and in stock futures, we see 1,000 crores of buying there. So possibly some sort of hedge position could be taken from the FIIs there from an intraday perspective, but definitely bearish data coming in from both intraday perspective and the cash market segment there. Looking at the advanced decline ratios, the advanced decline ratios, Nifty is about 24 advances, 26 declines, so fairly neutral there, and Bank Nifty about 2 advances and 10 declines, which is definitely bearish sentiment given from the Bank Nifty segment here. Moving on to the option chain here, we definitely see buying in the money puts and selling in out of the money puts, which is on the right side, and on the left side, or for calls, we definitely we see selling in both in and out of the money there. So definitely bearish data coming in from the option chain side. Keeping that in mind, one key level that we should mark is that 24,500 level. That 24,500 level is definitely going to act as a place of reversal, possibly where the market goes up to 24,500. It's a strong sort of resistance there, and then markets could possibly reverse from there. That is a high possibility from the market here, so keep that level marked. That is a very important level today. Moving on to the global indices, we do see that the US is down, extremely down, 0.2% down in Dow Jones, 0.64% down in S&P, and 0.15% down in Nasdaq. So definitely bearish data from there. Um, and then moving on to the European side, we see DAX is down 0.57%, FTSE is down 0.32%, and CAC is down 0.76%. So definitely negative data from all of these European countries too here. Moving on to the Asian markets, we do see that Nikkei is down 1.3%, which is extremely negative here, and then Kospi also down 0.27%. So definitely Nikkei, what we do see in the chart is we see that they have a gap down. They tried for somewhat of a recovery, but again it fell down. So we are opening with a gap up. So we might see the market fall immediately after the gap up here. Might not sustain throughout the entire day. But let's move on to the other data too. We can definitely see that areas are looking bearish in nature, selling all the way around. Slight bit of buying in HDFC, but I don't think that is going to make much of a difference here. So bearish sentiment coming from Indian areas. Moving on to the futures, we see that the US futures is all opening positive of 0.32, 0.26, and 0.22% respectively here. So let's get into the view for the day. So the view for the day is S1 needs to be S1 needs to be sort of S1 and S2 need to not be broken, but the problem is we might be in a little bit of a consolidation today. If S1 and S2 are broken, it is not going to be healthy for the markets. But the main thing that is sort of on our side is PCR. The markets are very oversold levels, so we possibly can see v-shaped recovery. So initially there might be a sell on rise market, with then being a reversal for a buy on dip if the volatility does kick in. But if there is no volatility, then we can see a possible range bound market today. But when the volatility does kick in, whether today or tomorrow, we can see that v-shaped recovery coming from the market. But the main thing is you have to keep S1 and S2 as your major supports. But keeping that in mind, please trade one index, one time frame, and please trade your setup. That is the most important thing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys tomorrow.